Today's AskReddit post. What says I look rich, but I don't have $1 in the bank? Oh boy, this is gonna be a good one. Let's get started. Flashing cash in your dating profile pic. I have a friend with a 60k truck that doesn't drive anywhere because gas is too expensive. He is spending like $100 a week for his 20-minute commute. His dumb bus is 20. Conversely, I drive a 2015 Versa and everyone thinks I'm dirt poor. But the dang thing is paid for and runs great. I'm reading this on an iPad with fiber optic internet and somehow I can't afford any food tonight. Seems like the premise of a joke. Have you tried eating your internet? It's a great source of fiber. Take small bites. Big designer logos on everything. When they're obsessed with money talk, how to make money, how someone could afford something. I know someone who constantly tells everyone how much they bought something for to insinuate that it's expensive and to prove they can afford it. Why always state the price? It comes off as so tacky and unnecessary. A $60,000 car parked in front of your rundown single wide trailer. Exactly. Helped put a new donated roof on a double wide once, and lo and behold there was a brand new Ram TRX in the driveway. Who the duck is underwriting these loans? Ram TRX starts at like 97k. Living in a mansion on Sims, but can't afford the expansion packs. LMAO. This poor bitch doesn't even have teen stuff pack. Is that a base game couch? Question mark. My brother always carries a wad of cash in a money clip. He has a $100 bill on the outside, but the rest is all $1. It's all for show. He has no money and lives with my parents. So funny. BC my dad was the literal opposite. He would always carry a money clip. Just BC he's old school and barely used his cards, so absolutely everything was paid cash only. He purposely kept a $1 on the outside so it would look like he wasn't carrying a lot of cash for safety reasons. Fur coat. No knickers. That's what my grandma used to say about it. Big hat. No cattle. Bragging about how much money they have to spend on things and being concerned if someone thinks you're rich or not. Rich people are hoping no one thinks they are rich. More like, I'm nowhere near rich, but I think this makes me look rich because I don't have any understanding of rich people. Louis Vuitton bags. Guxy belts. I always assume when I see a member of the general public with a LV bag or luggage that it's fake. So has the opposite of the desired effect really. Mismatched gaudy clothes with giant brand logos. They can't style clothing to save their lives. Plastic accessories that looks cheap. Poorly performed or botched plastic surgery, and badly tattooed eyebrows. Looking like a Guxy billboard cosplay is usually a pretty good hint. Guxy, what poor people think rich people wear. Naming your children after luxury brands. Well, excuse me for naming my kids Charmin and Bounty. How does Bounty react when a cup spills on a counter? Guxy. Versace has to be the most tacky brand. Shiny cheap. Guxy's entire brand identity is for poor people to look rich. It being tacky and shiny is by design. People with great cars, but cheap apartments. I will never forget the Florida man Porsche by the trailer. I was just posting about this, but it's not Porsche. It's a run-of-the-mill Dodge Tuxedo with a racing stripe and a trailer that's probably from the 50s. Living in the rundown motel of a small town you forgot you owned, with wigs plastered all over the walls. Badly done lips and eyelashes, semi-permanent. I used to decision car loan applications and review portfolio performance. I remember one where a husband/wife with a memorable to me last name were applying for a new GMC Yukon Denali, $75 or $80k at the time. He had a good income. She was SAHM. Nice address in a nice neighborhood. No money down. No savings balance. Substantial credit card debt. Chunky mortgage. An open BMW lease. We cut the request by requiring some money down. They don't end up getting the loan through the source I worked for. By chance. They pop up shortly thereafter on my FB feed. Friend of a friend. Country club scene. She's dripping in jewelry. Kids are decked out in design labels. Flash forward 5 years. I see another application for a used minivan. Same name. It is them. Just out of back. House foreclosed. BMW lease done. Rental address. He has the same job. She now works. Too. They took down, included in the back, over $100k in credit card debt and the loan on the Yukon they got from another lender. Now deeply subprime credit scores. I give the application to a coworker B/C. I know who they are and can't really decision blindly. He writes an approval at close to a 20% interest rate with money down required. We don't get the loan that time either. Hellcuts. Designer clothes. Posing next to cars they don't even own for TikToks. Lol. Driving in a high interest loan / leased BMW / Ferrari / Benz. You're just as in debt as the rest of us, bud. I don't think Ferrari fits here. If you're driving a Ferrari you probably also have the money to maintain it, unless you're an idiot. Yeah. Replace Ferrari with Maserati, the Nissan of exotics. I know someone who goes on cruises and gets designer clothes / items, but is $20k in debt. She's constantly asking her dad to pay for things. She's 47 with a well-paying job, but is so far in debt because it's a status thing. She doesn't even shop at Walmart. Merced's but rents an apartment in the ghetto part of town. You know, I live in a part of town that's known for all the drug deal going on. You can walk to the store 50 meters away and see at least 3 different dealer. I live there because the apartments are the cheapest in the entire town. The real estate agent told me I just have to cope with the neighbors who often make parties and the people that hangs out in the stairs. My apartment is really nice too. Nothing too fancy, but just what I needed as I live alone. But people assume either I own some crazy expensive stuff, most expensive would be my gaming PC, or that I'm dirt poor, while I'm just spending as less as possible. 99% of young guys who are driving giant pickup trucks saying I'm in crypto, or I'm a motivation speaker / life coach / career coach. Expensive car with cheap tires. A lot of golden jewelry and some years glasses. Like bro, you are not Snoop Dogg, what are you on? Yee. It's a reference to GTA V ass haircut. For a man, never having been taught how not to use too much cologne. Most people driving their luxury cars to the laundromat each week. In my country Croatia, Europe, big car usually BMW / Mercedes and duckboy clothes with brand logos all over, that's deadly combo, and 99% that person have nothing else. This seems to be a worldwide characteristic. No matter the country. Big logos and expensive car. The vast majority of people that live in really nice houses and drive expensive pickups / SUVs. Most people are about a missed paycheck away from losing everything because they've stretched themselves so thin. Our house was a foreclosure. After moving in, we found out the neighbors were shocked about the house being sold. Furnace looked like it had been shot for years. It literally crumbled when the HVAC guys pulled it. They had been just using space heaters. Neighbors never guessed. Old owners apparently lease new Cadillac SUVs constantly and were always going on cruises. They just ran up credit cards and kept refinancing, then quit paying. Flashing a bunch of hundreds and 20s to a camera to brag. They pulled it all out for that shot. Selling gold shoes and autographed Bibles to raise money for bail. Anyone wearing popular brands, Gucci, Prada, LV, etc. My husband is Filipino and says many Filipinos are poor but put all their money into big celebrations, like huge parties for Sweet 16, baby showers, etc. Can I ask this the opposite context? What says I look poor, but have $1 million in the bank? A doctor wearing Crocs. As a med student who wears Crocs. We do it because they're easy to clean and don't get stained. They're the ideal hospital shoes GBH. My shoe collection, literally my current situation FML. A designer watch on one wrist and a ramen noodle cup in the other hand. Shin Black Ramen is duckin' bomb. I don't care how much money I'm making. Gonna have that at least a few times a month. Also, Warren Buffett usually eats a McMuffin every morning. Otherwise, wholeheartedly agree. Sausage and egg McMuffin and a hash brown is the pinnacle of breakfast and the McDonald's menu. Overfilled eyelashes and super long fingernails. Maserati is the official car of people who understand neither cars nor finance. The larger the collection of Jordans, the more broke they are. These things are biodegradable. After 39 years you have pieces of shoe. An Escalade. Driving an old Maserati. Ask me how I know. How do you know? Bralux. Fake. With cheap shoes. I travel to and from London a fair bit and see this combination often. Brand new. Giant. Jacked up trucks with 8 headlights on the front that have never seen a day off-road or had any kind of farm equipment in the back. I call them cowboy cosplayers, typically seen in North America. Swearing you are good for billions, but struggle to come up with money to make bail. Semicolon close bracket. Swearing you are good for billions, but you are hounding your supporters for money for everything. Be it by selling overpriced election merch or begging for legal funds. Semicolon close bracket. Swearing you are good for billions, but you are using charity funds to fill your walls with tacky paintings. Semicolon close bracket. Swearing you are good for billions, but the banks in your country have more or less made you persona non grata, so you are in deep with foreign banks instead. A parrot if you frequently say I look rich, but I don't have $1 in the bank when it's in earshot. Setting up meetings at Starbucks, but not ordering anything. Lol. Bro, you actually watched the whole video. I'd give you a high five if I was a human. Make sure to click the like button and subscribe for more great content. See you next time.